Top 10 Safest Airlines in the World for 2023. Do you know which U.S. carrier made the list? Airlineratings.com studied 385 carriers to determine the safest airline in the world for 2023. The study was based on safety, innovation, and launch of new aircrafts, primarily analyzing the following to determine the safest airlines in 2023. Crashes over the last 5 years. Serious incidents within the last 2 years. Governing bodies and lead association audits. Age of fleet. Pilot training analysis. COVID-19 protocols. At number 10, Virgin Australia is an Australian-based airline. It is the largest airline by fleet size under the Virgin brand. It started as Virgin Blue on August 31, 2000, with 2 aircrafts on a single route and has since grown to serve 32 cities in Australia. Virgin Australia has maintained a strong safety record and never had a serious incident resulting in a crash on any of their flights. Number 9 is EVA Airways Corporation. EVA is one of 2 largest airlines of Taiwan, operating passenger and dedicated cargo services to several cities around the world. EVA Air is largely privately owned and flies only international route network. As of January 2018, it is the 15th safest airline in the world, with no accidents or fatalities or hull losses since its establishment. EVA Air operates several aircraft types from Airbus and Boeing, including Airbus A330, A321, Boeing 777, Boeing 787, and ATR 72. Alaska Airlines at number 8 is a major American airline headquartered in SeaTac, Washington, being the 7th largest airline in North America by fleet size, passengers carried, and destinations served. It started as McGee Airways, was established by Linneus Mac McGee, and flew its first flight between Anchorage and Bristol Bay. Alaska Airlines has had 11 major accidents in its history, 9 of which resulted in fatalities. The other 2 resulted in the aircraft being written off, but no deaths. 226 passengers and crew along with 2 people on the ground have been killed in total. At number 7 is Emirates. It is one of 2 flag carriers of the United Arab Emirates. Based in Dubai, the airline is owned by the Government of Dubai's Investment Corporation of Dubai through the Emirates Group. As of 2019, it was the largest airline in the Middle East, with over 3,600 flights per week from its hub at Dubai International Airport. It has a fleet of nearly 300 aircraft. Emirates is the 4th largest airline in the world by scheduled revenue passenger kilometers flown and the 2nd largest cargo operator. Emirates has had several aircraft incidents, none with passenger or crew fatalities. Its first was on April 9, 2004, when Emirates Flight 764, an Airbus A340-300 flying from Johannesburg to Dubai, sustained serious damage during takeoff after it overran the runway. Its last incident was on December 20, 2021, when its Boeing 777-300ER nearly overran the runway during takeoff, flying at only 75 feet, 23 meters, over houses located near the airport while departing Dubai International Airport towards Washington Dulles. The aircraft was not damaged and no injuries were reported. The incident is still under investigation. TAP Air Portugal is at number 6 and currently state-owned flag carrier of Portugal. TAP, which is short for Transportes Aéreos Portugueses, operates 2,500 flights a week on average to destinations worldwide. The company has 100 aircraft in its fleet. The airline was established in 1945 and began commercial flights in September 1946. The airline had its first accident on January 27, 1948, when a Douglas C-47A50DL or DC-3, which was conducting a training flight over Lisbon in adverse weather, lost control and crashed in Monte de Caparica. All 3 people on board perished. Its latest accident was on September 2, 2022, when engine number 2 of an Airbus A320 struck a motorcycle that crossed the runway at Ahmed Sékou Touré International Airport in Conakry, Guinea during the plane's landing. Both riders on the motorcycle were killed. At number 5 is Singapore Airlines, or SAA. The flag carrier of the Republic of Singapore is notable for promoting the Singapore girl as its central theme in its corporate branding. It has had several incidents in its history. Notable was on July 13, 1982, when a Boeing 747 operating as Flight SQ-21A between Singapore and Melbourne flew into volcanic ash from erupting Galunggung volcano and experienced multiple engine failures. An emergency landing was made at Jakarta Airport and all 4 engines were replaced. Another incident occurred on October 31, 2000, when its flight, a Boeing 747-400, attempted to take off on the wrong runway at Taoyuan International Airport while taking off. It collided with construction equipment that was parked on a closed runway, killing 83 of the 179 on board and injuring a further 71 people. Qatar Airways comes in at number 4 safest airline. Qatar Airways is the state-owned flag carrier of Qatar. The airline flies to over 150 destinations across Africa, Asia, Europe, the Americas, and Oceania from its base at Hamad International Airport, with a fleet size of more than 200 aircraft. Qatar Airways was established by the government of Qatar in November 1993 and started operations in January 1994, flying to Amman, Jordan. On April 19, 2007, its Airbus A300 was written off as a result of a hangar fire during maintenance at Abu Dhabi. And on December 8, 2017, Qatar's Airbus A321 was damaged beyond repair, also by a fire at Hamad International Airport, Doha. Etihad Airways is third place in this study of the safest airlines in the world. Etihad is one of two flag carriers of the United Arab Emirates. It is based out of Abu Dhabi International Airport. Etihad began operations in November 2003. The name Etihad is Arabic for Union. The airline averages more than 1,000 flights per week to over 120 passenger and cargo destinations in the world, operating a fleet of more than 100 Airbus and Boeing planes as of February 2020. The airline was formed in July 2003, with a ceremonial flight to Al Ain on November 5, 2003. Etihad commenced commercial operations with the launch of services to Beirut, Lebanon on November 12, 2003. Etihad Airways had not had any fatal accidents during its passenger operations as of 2021, although its new A340-600, which was due for delivery, was damaged beyond repair during ground testing at Airbus facilities at Toulouse on November 15, 2007. The second safest airline in the world is Air New Zealand Limited. Air New Zealand is the flag carrier of New Zealand. Based in Auckland, the airline flies scheduled passenger flights to 20 domestic and 30 international airports in 18 countries. It currently operates a mixed fleet of Airbus A320, Airbus A320neo family, Boeing 777, and Boeing 787 aircraft, as well as a fleet of ATR-72 and Bombardier Q300 turboprops. As of November 2022, it had 4 hull losses and 2 hijackings. The airline's worst and only accident with passenger fatalities was on November 28, 1979, which crashed into Mount Erebus, Antarctica while on a sightseeing flight, killing all 257 on board. The safest airline in the world is Qantas Airways Limited. Qantas is the flag carrier of Australia and the country's largest airline by fleet size and international routes. It is the second oldest airline still in operation, having been founded in November 1920. Qantas originally served Queensland and the Northern Territory and began international flights in May 1935. It is claimed that Qantas has never had an aircraft crash. While that is true that the company has neither lost an aircraft or had any fatalities, it has had 8 fatal accidents and an aircraft shot down between 1927 and 1945, with the loss of 63 people. Its last incident was on November 4, 2010, when an Airbus A380 suffered an uncontained turbine disc failure of its left inboard engine after taking off from Singapore Changi Airport en route to Sydney. The aircraft returned to Singapore and landed safely.
Heavy, contact departure every day. 008 Heavy, 002.